Battlefield is TikTok. It is flooded with such factory videos. Chinese suppliers are reaching out to American customers direct.
But do you know that more than 80% of the luxury leather products, like handbags, purses, and shoes of Louis Vuitton, Chanel, Gucci, Coach, Prada, you name it, most of them are made in China.
The war zone? TikTok. That app's overflowing with behind-the-scenes factory footage, straight from China to your screen. Chinese suppliers ain't playing anymore. They're going direct to American customers, cutting the middleman and spilling secrets like never before. Now Louis Vuitton is in deep trouble. The brand's facing a tidal wave of angry customers rushing into stores, not to shop, but to demand answers. After Chinese factory workers dropped some serious behind-the-curtain footage, things spiraled fast. That sleek image of LV being all about European luxury? Yeah, it's cracking in front of our eyes. Buyers feel straight up deceived. This ain't no mild PR hiccup like Balenciaga had. Nah, this is a full-blown brand meltdown. Like, how are you gonna sell high-end elegance? And then folks find out the bags might be coming off the same lines as discount goods? It's not just embarrassing. It's looking like one of the biggest fashion world scams ever.
80% of your designer bags.
Who's the Chinese supplier behind Under Armour? Shenzhou International. Nike shoes from China to your country?
Who are the suppliers behind Solomon, Timberland, New Balance, Adidas, Nike, la 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 la? First, the Baocheng factory.
It's not just calling them out. They're showing the world exactly where your $1,000 handbag or your $100 leggings are really being made. They're now offering you the same exact stuff, no middleman, no markup. In a bold move that seems more like economic warfare than manufacturing, Chinese workers are lifting the lid on a billion-dollar illusion.
Crazy, right? Here's how it popped off. A single viral video dropped from a Chinese factory, and it hit harder than a trending TikTok challenge. In the clip, a factory worker spilled major tea on how Louis Vuitton items are really being made.
Even though these brands brag about being made in Europe, the video claims that more than half of Louis Vuitton's bags are actually made in China.
Casual as ever, like it was nothing. But what they revealed? Everything. Now everyone and their auntie has seen it. You can't scroll without bumping into another reaction, breakdown, or expose about LV's so-called luxury process. But if you've been snoozing on this drama, here's the breakdown. The US hit China with tariffs trying to apply pressure. But China? They clapped back hard. Not with words, but with exposure. They pulled receipts and revealed just how deep American companies rely on Chinese factories. And that truth hit the luxury world like a wrecking ball. Louis Vuitton, of all brands, got caught in the crossfire. Buyers were shocked to find out that more than half of LV's handbags might actually be coming straight out of China, not Europe like we've all been told for years. 55 had everyone thinking their pieces were handcrafted in chic European workshops. But now, it's looking like that whole image might have been just a polished up fairy tale.
Asking you guys shall receive. You want a tutorial? I got you. So let's just click my link in my bio, and it's going to take you to my landing page. Just scroll down a little bit, and here you will find the spreadsheet. This is if you want my personalized help, and this is if you want anything added to the spreadsheet. So let's go ahead and click my spreadsheet. So here we have all of the vendors that I've compiled for you guys.
Yeah, the bags were technically handmade, but here's where it gets wild. See, people ain't just heated over the Made in China label, though let's be real. That alone had heads spinning. What's really got folks fired up is how dirt cheap it is to make these so-called luxury bags. One factory worker claimed a Louis Vuitton bag costs around $15 to make. $15.
Now, a statement has been released to the press, seemingly from a source close to Louis Vuitton. In their statement, the source close to the brand said, "Louis Vuitton want everyone to know that what these people are saying is completely false and untrue, and they want everyone to understand that every item LV releases is made under meticulously high standards."
And yet, they're flipping it for thousands. Thousands! For what? A stitched-on label and some illusion of luxury? Once those bags hit Europe, the only real upgrade they're getting is that LV tag slapped on, and that's it. So would you even blame loyal customers for pulling up to stores just to air out their anger? Imagine thinking you bought something handcrafted, rare, and elite, just to find out it's basically factory made with a markup from another planet. Now, of course, Louis Vuitton tried to clean up the mess. They dropped a statement trying to calm the storm, saying something like, "Don't worry, y'all. It's all lies. Our products meet the highest standards, as always." Sure, okay. But let's be honest, who's really buying that line right now? Because this ain't about whether LV can make quality stuff. It's about trust. And that trust, it's cracking hard. People are starting to feel like they've been played for years. Like, are we really paying for fine craftsmanship? Or just helping CEOs cash in on our belief in a fantasy? Meanwhile, China is turning up the heat even more. They're actually teaching customers how to check if their high-end bags are secretly made in China. And guess what? It's working!
For decades, we have been conditioned to believe that China is just one giant sweatshop pumping out crap while we are the sophisticated, high-end innovators. And it turns out China has just been patiently waiting for us to be completely dependent upon their manufacturers. They have been mastering every technology, absorbing every industry, and then building an empire that doesn't need us half as much as we need them.
The receipts are adding up, and people everywhere are realizing that the truth matches up. The outrage? Totally justified. But it doesn't stop there. Word on the street is, this might just be the beginning. China's standing its ground and refusing to stay quiet, and it looks like more factory insiders are ready to spill even more shady secrets. This could be just the tip of the iceberg, and what's coming next might shake the whole luxury industry to its core. Just imagine how this could completely flip the game, not just for Louis Vuitton, but for the entire luxury fashion scene. If more factory workers keep coming forward with receipts, it's about to get messy. But wait, it's not all outrage in the streets. Some folks, they couldn't care less where the bags are made. The factory could be on Mars and they'd still rock it like it's gold. Just give me that Martian drip. And honestly, I kind of see their point. If you're someone who buys LV just to flex, to feel that baller energy, it don't matter if it's stitched in China, Europe, or Saturn. It's the logo that does the heavy lifting. The label is the luxury for them. They're not sweating the price because flashing that LV is worth every dime to their image. But yo, the plot just got even thicker. Like thick, deep fryer oil thick. Right when you thought Louis Vuitton might lay low, they pulled a bold move that had people looking around like, they really think we won't notice? Here's the scoop. Hermes played it smart, came forward, clean and transparent. They were like, heads up, we're raising prices 10% on May 1st, just in the US. You've got time, so plan ahead. Cool, respect. At least they gave folks a fair warning. Louis Vuitton though? Man, they were moving shady. No notice, no press release, no polite heads up. Just boom. Sneaky 3% to 6% price hikes across the board. Bags, perfumes, wallets, everything. Straight up ninja moves in the luxury world. People were finding out the hard way, at the cash register. Imagine pulling up to cop your go-to LV perfume, only to hear it's jumped $40 overnight? No sale, no promo, just silence and sticker shock. Now fans are questioning everything, like how are you gonna silently hike prices when the brand's already under fire for shady manufacturing drama? It's like Louis Vuitton's running a masterclass in how to test loyalty and patience. No heads up, no warning. No, hey fam, price is going up. Nothing. And let's be real, Louis Vuitton been playing slick with these price jumps for a minute now. Y'all remember the pandemic days? When we were all stuck at home, not traveling, not eating out, just stacking our coins. 55 saw that cash piling up and said, perfect, time to run it up. Back then, they used the old broken supply chain excuse, claimed raw materials were costing more, shipping delays, all that. But it's 2025 now, baby. The world's been back in motion, and that excuse expired years ago. So what's the deal now? Because this ain't about inflation, it's about straight up greed. It's giving we don't care if you notice It's giving hand over your wallet and don't ask questions. And trust, it's even grimier than you think. Not only are prices creeping higher behind your back, but word is, they're not done yet. LV might hit us with another hike, and this time, they'll probably do it publicly, acting like they're doing us a favor by being transparent. But here's my theory. And I'm about to drop some real game. Louis Vuitton knows their name holds serious weight. Like, you ain't just buying a purse, you're buying status. You're buying that head turn, that, oh, they got money energy. And they know it. So they're betting that folks won't flinch at the register. Even if prices go up again, they believe the hype will still have people lining up like nothing changed. They're playing on people's pride. They think no one wants to be that person. You know, the one who backs out of a luxury purchase last minute because the total's $300 higher than expected. LV's whole game right now, silent hikes, flashy branding, and banking on ego. Soon, they'll hit us with a formal price increase announcement. And by then, most folks will already be deep in the game, chasing the clout. Meanwhile, Louis Vuitton's out here stacking profits like it's monopoly money. Louis Vuitton said, transparency? Man, never heard of her? The arrogance is on another level. And don't get it twisted, other big brands are peeping this drama and taking notes. Chanel? She's already acting real quiet too. And when luxury brands go silent like that, it makes their most loyal fans nervous. Right now, LV is giving us a masterclass in how not to treat your ride or die customers. Like seriously, this might be one of the worst PR moves they've ever made. And guess what? The drama ain't slowing down anytime soon. Because that whole mess with the Chinese factory leaks, Louis Vuitton ain't letting that slide. Nope. Word is, they're allegedly suing the very same manufacturers they once worked with for spilling trade secrets. Can you believe that? And it's not just LV, Hermes is caught up too, swinging legal papers like dodgeballs. The streets are saying both Hermes and Louis Vuitton CEOs recently filed a massive lawsuit, accusing factories of pretending to be their official partners and of flooding the market with fake Birkin bags and LV gear. It's messy, y'all. Real messy. But here's the kicker. The leaks didn't just hurt their reputation. They handed bootleggers a step-by-step blueprint on how to make fakes that look nearly identical to the real thing. It's chaos. And now the brands are scrambling to stop the bleeding. LV's reportedly going full beast mode, demanding crazy damages from some of these factories. They're saying NDA agreements got broken, secret designs got leaked, and insider info was passed off to third-party dealers. And these ain't just some fly-by-night factories either. These are companies they've been working with for years. So now it's loyalty versus legal smoke. On one hand, you've got brands trying to clean up the mess. On the other, former partners who allegedly spilled all the tea. This ain't just about lawsuits, it's about who's gonna walk away with their empire intact and who's gonna get exposed in the ugliest way possible. This storm's far from over, and the fallout might be industry shaking. But yo, here's the craziest part. Some insiders are whispering that certain factories were double dipping. Like during the day, they'd be crafting legit Louis Vuitton bags, then after hours, boom, cranking out knockoffs using the exact same materials and machines. That's wild. Messed up? Absolutely. But let's not act like it's unheard of. We've seen knockoffs on every corner of the internet. What makes this one hit different is the level of access these factories had. Now, Louis Vuitton and Hermes are out here tossing lawsuits like they're in a dodgeball tournament. Every day, it's a new target, a new claim, a new factory in the crosshairs. But even with all that legal heat, people are asking one very simple thing. Show us the proof. Like, if you say you make your own stuff, prove it. Show us the workers. Show us the assembly line. Do it like Shine's been doing lately. But guess what? LV, Hermes, and the rest of these luxury giants? Silent. Radio silence. Not a single behind-the-scenes tour. Not a factory walkthrough. Nothing. Meanwhile, folks are pointing out how even car companies, Ferrari, Bugatti, Porsche, BMW, Mercedes, they all show how their engines get built, piece by piece. But when it comes to a leather bag with a logo, suddenly it's top secret, Make it make sense. One person online straight up said, "Do they even have big luxury factories in Italy or France? Or is it all just smoke and mirrors?" Another person chimed in, "They can sue whoever they want. But if they ain't got receipts, it won't change a thing." And honestly, that's facts. 'Cause right now, even with all these lawsuits flying, none of the luxury brands have dropped actual proof that China is lying. If anything, the silence is making people more suspicious. If LV and the rest had solid evidence, they would have been waving it around before we even asked. Meanwhile, Chinese companies are flipping the whole script. They're putting out lists of manufacturers and vendors, and even teaching people how to buy direct from the source. No middleman, no markup. At this point, it's not even a secret anymore. China runs the entire game behind the scenes, and now they're just letting the world see it. Let's keep it real for just a sec. It's honestly pointless at this stage for these luxury brands to keep playing the denial game. Like, instead of suing left and right, they could have just dropped a smart statement and kept it pushing. But nah, they chose chaos, and now it's all spiraling out of control. Nobody thought the trade war and these wild tariffs were going to turn the fashion world into a battlefield. But here we are. And the wildest part? This mess is just getting started. Neither the US nor China looks like they're backing off at all. It's a full-on standoff. And now, word on the street is, Louis Vuitton's own CEO, Bernard Arnault, might be dipping out way earlier than expected. Remember, this man swore up and down he'd stay running things till he hit 85. He had a whole decade left to run the empire. But now, he's just 76. And the whispers say he's already got one foot out the door. And let's not pretend it's just about age. Nah, the pressure is real. The brand's reputation is taking punches from every direction. From insane tariffs to Chinese TikToks pulling back the curtain on luxury brands, it's a whole mess. Customers are finding out that those "Made in France" tags, yeah, a lot of them are coming straight from factories in China, just with 1,000% markup. It's a bad look. First, Hermes got caught in the storm. Now Louis Vuitton is getting dragged too. The whole luxury world is shaking. And Bernard? He might be trying to get out before the entire tower crumbles. But wait, it gets worse. That early retirement? It ain't even his biggest L right now. Dude just took a major financial hit. Like major. Reports say Bernard Arnault lost over $9 billion in one morning. That's right. Shares of LVMH tanked by more than 7% after a surprise drop in first quarter sales. That's $1 billion with a capital B. His empire is bleeding money, his brand is getting exposed, and the internet is eating it up. So yeah, it's gonna take a miracle to clean this mess up. The question is, can they bounce back, or is the luxury empire crumbling right before our eyes? Y'all already know, we're gonna keep watching this one closely. If you made it this far, hit that like, drop a comment, share this tea, and smash that subscribe button so you don't miss what's coming next. I'll catch y'all in the next one.